Good morning, Stephen from White Oaks. In these strange and challenging times, I thought it might be worth taking a risk of doing a short video clip on YouTube about one of the subjects that we often cover when someone's in treatment at White Oaks for addiction. And that's a subject of gratitude. What do we mean by being grateful? And why it's so important as a general attitude in life. So I'm going to try and quickly go through a little presentation on it, and excuse the amateurish way of doing this. Um, Being grateful means, of course, in a general sense, appreciating the things of life and, most importantly, the people in life. So what does that mean for someone who's in recovery? Well, someone's in recovery is no different from most of the rest of humanity. We all know what it's like whenever someone perhaps takes us for granted or doesn't show any appreciation for things that we do, or how we might help them. So, in general, we all have a feeling of being thankful when someone does us a favour, maybe gives us a gift. But in a wider, maybe more important sense, the idea of being grateful for the people in our lives and the blessings that we've received is so important for family, for friends, for the journey of recovery, from the people who perhaps in aftercare on your AA meetings, the people in recovery groups, being alive, and of course being thankful for our higher power, for all that we have. Why is gratitude so important? Well, to be a grateful person is to be a spiritual person. That means that you're fully alive in every sense. Someone once said that gratitude is the memory of the heart. And to me, that means that if you're grateful in life, your heart is alive and well. On the other hand, if you aren't grateful, if you take things or people for granted, there's something wrong with the heart. And to be a grateful person is to be a happy person. You know, usually people who are grateful, you want to be around them, you like being around them. A grateful person in recovery is usually someone who's genuinely sober and clean and free, because they're not taking anything for granted, they're not complacent. What prevents you from being grateful? What would stop a person? Well, if you're obsessed by the idea of having a drink or using drugs or gambling, if you find yourself craving and your whole focus and energy seems to be caught up in that, that often can prevent you from being grateful. If also you are intolerant of other people, if, for example, you find it hard to be around some people at meetings, if you find that you're short-tempered, you don't want to listen, or you give up on meetings altogether because you hear people repeating themselves, all of that can sometimes allow resentment and anger and negative feelings to begin to take root. Also, of course, in recovery, it's important for people to be connected. So if you find yourself pulling away from people, becoming isolated, that's not a healthy sign. And euphoric recall, dwelling on the past, means that you're no longer grateful for the present. So what will help to keep an attitude of gratitude? Among the things would be taking a risk at meetings, being willing to open up and share with other people what exactly is going on in your life at the moment. We all know how important it is for people to be real and to be honest with each other, and how much that can help us. In that sense, then, being involved in your support groups, listening to newcomers, making them feel welcome, staying connected with a sponsor, and in other words, not taking recovery for granted, not becoming complacent in any sense about the journey of recovery. So those are just some thoughts. They're not an exhaustive list by any means, but for myself today, as I fiddled with this video clip, hopefully if it's just a momentary way of bringing some people back in touch with one of the basic principles of recovery, then hopefully it'll be of worthwhile. So, from all of us here at White Oaks, wherever you are, I wish you well.